Hello, my name is Cheryl Ellis. Over the last few months I have spent time developing gluten-free and dairy-free recipes. Today I'm going to show you how to make small cakes. To start with, I have a Pyrex bowl, and in that we have the fat and the sugar. We're going to cream this now for about 5 minutes. So we're going to start by creaming together the fat and the sugar. You have to be patient when you're doing this. It normally will take about 5 minutes. Now what we're doing in the beating process is incorporating the air, and it is the air that goes in at this stage that will enable the cakes to rise. Now an awful lot of people tend to cut the time down when they're doing this, and that's often why cakes don't rise. Now also when you're mixing, you need to scrape down at regular intervals. Now what I'm doing is bringing the mixture from the outside of the bowl into the middle, and that makes sure that the mixture is evenly beaten. Okay, I've now been creaming that for about 5 minutes, stopping the beaters every so often, and I've scraped down about 4 or 5 times during this process. You can now see that the mixture is so much lighter in colour, it's much lighter in texture, and it's very fluffy. That means I know now that I've got enough air into the cake mixture to make the cakes rise. Now, just a word about the mixer. I have tried this recipe with very heavy machinery, which is designed for making cakes, and I have to say I found it too powerful, particularly when you're using dairy-free fats, which don't tend to hold their shape very easily, and they tend to liquefy far more easily, and the cake doesn't rise as much. So this is the method I find produces the best results every time, and it's reliable. Okay, let me just show you the mixture. You can see how very pale that is now. Very light and fluffy. And at that stage you know that the mixture is ready to start taking the eggs. So we're going to start adding the eggs one at a time, and then beating very carefully between each addition. Okay, this is the last addition of eggs, and what I've done is I've scraped down the bowl between each egg addition to make sure again that we have the mixture evenly distributed. Now what I'm going to add to the last addition of eggs is some vanilla essence. This is good quality vanilla essence, and this is what will give the cakes their flavour. Okay, so we're going to beat the eggs in now and final addition. Right. The last batch of eggs has been added and beaten in thoroughly, and I've scraped the mixture down once more to make absolutely sure the eggs are thoroughly beaten in. Now we're going to add the flour. Now this has already been sieved, and to this I have baking powder. We're going to add this a couple of spoonfuls at a time, and then we're going to beat this in on the lowest speed. Now it's very, very important that you don't have the mixture at too high a speed, because if you do, you'll knock the air back out again that you've incorporated, and the cakes won't rise as much. So we'll just start this off very gently as we possibly can, just slowly going around adding the flour. It will take a bit of time, just be patient. Okay, I've finished adding the flour. I've had a final scrape round and a final mix, and you can see now the mixture is lovely and creamy. Now, when you're making small cakes, it's a good idea to have a patty tin, and that supports the individual cake papers. If you put cake papers in an open tray, they will just spread, particularly with gluten-free mixture, because it's almost like a batter consistency. So we're going to add this about half of the way up each tin until I've used the mixture up. Okay, I've filled 2 trays now with the cakes. I'm going to pop them into an oven which has been preheated to let them cook. And there we have it, gluten-free, dairy-free cupcakes. All you need to do now is put them on a metal cooling tray so that they can cool down. If you leave them in the tin, the steam will be retained within the cake and it will go soggy. For this recipe and many other delicious gluten-free and dairy-free recipes, please go to www.allergydiet.co.uk.